The pace I averaged for my fastest 100 was 6:47.5.
Oh my God. That is, I mean, it's so nice to be able to compare that to regular humans. You know what I mean? Like, that's absolutely insane, man. But for you guys, you know, it's all relative. You said that's kind of, you're never out of like that easy pace. But wow, that's just wild, man.
Yeah, the intensity is something where I think that's similar. So like if I'm working with someone and they're trying to do a 100-miler, we're looking at it through the lens of, well, what is a realistic goal time for you? Or what is a goal time that interests you? And then we just look at kind of what pacing does that require to get to that? And then from there, we can start looking at, okay, where does that pace actually land within the framework of your intensity spectrum from easy up to hard? And, you know, if it's getting kind of near the end of that easy portion of that spectrum, then we're like, okay, we've got some work to do in order to make that goal realistic. Or if it's across it, then we have even more work to do. But yeah, some of it is just kind of just doing a little bit of math and looking at the data from the person's experience, and then what are realistic kind of goals to try to get along the way. And that's the physical side. I mean, the mental side is such a big piece of the puzzle. And I always like to share, because I think people look at someone like myself or some of these ultra marathoners that have run these like world-class events, and they think like, man, I could never get to that. And I just had a woman on my podcast, her name is Megan Eckert. She just recently broke the women's 6-day record, which is how far you can run in 6 days. She ran 603 miles, became the first woman to ever break 600 miles in that event, world record. And I was just talking to her about her like introduction into ultramarathon. And when she got into running, she started training for a 5K. And the morning of that 5K, she decided not to do it because she was too afraid to fail. And fast forward to a few weeks ago, she's breaking the world record for 6 days. So it's like that same mind along that way kind of reshaped itself to where it didn't have the confidence to be able to tolerate potential failure at a local 5K, to being able to get on a world stage where everyone knew she was going for the world record and executing perfectly to the degree where not only did she break the previous world record by, I think it was like 43 miles or something like that. No, it was even more. It was a lot. It was a ton of miles beyond it, but you know, crossed that 600-mile threshold. So it's like people listening to this who are just like, I don't know if I could do that. Like, I don't have the mindset for that. It's like you start kind of just starting where you're at and not being afraid to fail, and looking at failure as, say you go to a 5K and you have a rough experience. Sit down and reflect and ask yourself, well, why was that? What happened there? What can I learn from that and apply differently so that next time I get better? And then you start using those as tools to build the confidence and build the expectations. And you get to a point where like you just keep applying that year after year. Who knows where you end up getting.